All right, y'all. It is Aries season, the real new year. And Aries season is a time of year that you want to pay very, very, very close attention to. Okay. Now, when I say the real new year, that's not to discredit the new year that we have all been brought to believe is New Year's. January 1st. While that's not the real new year, we collectively focusing on and believing that that date is New Year's does have the potential to manifest a lot of things. So yes, there absolutely are lots of old cycles that wrap up and come to a close, and new cycles that open up and start beginning at the January 1st New Year. But Aries season is when it really, really, really kicks off. Like that's when it's really go time, period. So I think that it's important to understand that Aries energy isn't very articulately thought out. It's not a very strategic and methodical energy. When you think of Aries energy, what always comes to my mind is a bullet. That's what always comes to my mind, like a gunshot. So when the trigger is pulled, pow, and that bullet goes off, it ain't thinking about where it's going. It's not like, okay, hang on, let me think. All right, if I go this way, I might hit this thing. And if I go that way, I might hit that thing. Which way should I go? It ain't thinking about that. Pow! It's just going, and it's going. Fire the gun first and ask questions later. So the gun fires, pow, and we're all off to the races. And most people have goals in mind. I mean, it could be a big monumental goal that somebody has in their life, or just something little stupid, silly, and trivial, you know? But either way, we're all off to the races and we all have goals in mind. And you have to keep in mind that there are always going to be traps set up. And it's really bad in Aries season. And this is just the matrix in general. Yes, you will deal with people in the race who are, very sick people who will do everything that they can to try to pull you off your path. But I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the matrix in general. Just the matrix that we live in is designed to set traps for you. And especially over the last couple of years, the majority of the traps are designed to capture your focus. Nothing can successfully pull you off path like something grabbing your focus. And during these times, like a U.S. election year, they're going to be using fear mongering. They're going to be using rage bait. They're going to be using anything and everything they can to divert your focus away from your goals, away from your happiness, away from you accomplishing your highest good, accomplishing your dreams, making your wildest visions come through. All they have to do is dangle a carrot and say, hey, look over here. Bam, you're done. You're done. Your superpower is your focus. Now, a question that I get very frequently is, what should I be focusing on? And every time somebody asks me that question, I will always say the same thing. I want to invite you to look at that question from a different perspective. Don't just dump all of your energy into what you should focus on. Now, that is important. I'm not saying that it's not. But that's only 50% of the battle when it comes to your focus. The other 50% is knowing what to remove your focus from. That's the other 50% of the battle. If you don't know how to take your focus and remove it from something, especially something that is designed to capture your focus, something that is designed to grab you emotionally, something that is designed to trigger you, that's designed to piss you off or to scare you or make you nervous. If you don't have the ability to say, I'm not focusing on that, you won't make it through 2024. At least it's not going to be a very comfortable path for you. Okay? You will sink to the bottom and get drugged through the 7 pits of hell in 2024. I mean, think back to last U.S. election year. It was a crazy year. But I use the word crazy very ambiguously because it depends on where you are vibrationally. It depends on the relationship that you have with the universe as to whether or not you experience that as crazy good or crazy bad. Some people, it was the best fucking year that they ever had in their life. Some people, it was the worst fucking year they ever had in their life. Depends on where you are vibrationally. It depends on where you are energetically. It depends on what you do with your focus. That's what it depends on. Think about that. How many people had no control over their focus in 2020? And the fear, and the insecurity, and the anger, and the hate, and all the carrots that they dangled all year long. They just gobbled them up, man. They just bit the bait. Every time somebody threw some bait in the pond, they bit it and got sucked right in. Unfortunately, many of those people are no longer with us. Many of them. 2024, I'm not saying that they're going to play by the same playbook. I'm not saying that they're going to pull the same rabbit out of the hat that they pulled in 2020. What I'm saying is they're not done. They're going to put on a shit show. And the only thing you can do is monitor your focus. You're scrolling social media, you see that post that pisses you off, block, unfollow, unfriend, scroll, don't focus on that. You see that friend that's always posting that angry, negative, hateful, bitter shit, and it's just they're filled with rage and hate, unfriend, unfollow, block. You see that news article that's telling you, oh, be prepared, be worried. This thing is happening 3,000 miles away from you that has nothing to do with you, but you should be afraid and you should feel this way. Scroll, unfollow, block. I'm not focusing on that. I'm removing my focus from that and I'm putting it on something that I want to see. Because you know that your body actually becomes physiologically addicted to the chemicals produced by negative emotions. Oh, yes, it does. That is not Rich Lopp's opinion. That's not my little theory that I dreamed of. That's scientific fact. And yes, I have connected with and learn from people in very, very high positions. They do it on purpose. They know exactly what they're doing. They know how to train your mind to where all you have to do is hear a certain sound and it sucks you right in. They know how to do that. But don't be afraid of that because you ultimately are the one with the power over it. It's just that most people are walking around on the planet totally confused about the kind of power that they have. They have no idea, first of all, how fucking powerful they are. Most people have no fucking clue how powerful they are. But most people, even if they do know how powerful they are, they don't know what to do with it. They have no idea what their energy is doing. They have no idea what their vibration is doing. They have no clue what frequencies they're casting out to the universe. And they have no clue how the universe is handing them situations that harmoniously resonate with their frequency. They don't even know. If you try to explain that to them, you may as well be speaking Chinese. To make it simple, I'm not here to confuse you. I'm not here to try to bombard you with all this confusing, crazy information that just leaves you with your head spinning. It's actually very simple. Monitor your focus. Now, here's the thing about it. It does sound like a little bit of a daunting task. It does. And I won't lie, in the beginning, it can be a little bit, honestly. But after a while, you will begin to rewrite the neurocircuitry in your brain. After a certain point, you won't even see. You won't even be aware of anything that'll trigger you vibrationally. Because your subconscious mind is programmed to avoid it. You'll program your subconscious mind to avoid things you don't want to see and only see things that you do want to see. It can take a little bit. Honestly, it took me personally about 2 years. It took me about 2 years to where now I haven't seen anything on social media that I don't want to see. And I don't know how long. Days, weeks. Now, why didn't I see it? Did my algorithm just not show it to me? Or did my subconscious mind just subconsciously avoid it? I don't know. Could be a little bit of both, possibly. I don't know. But after a while of you training your own mind to focus on what you do want and not focus on what you don't want, you'll start writing new connections in your brain, and that'll start happening by default underneath your conscious awareness. And then once you start taking conscious control of your own frequency, you can't be manipulated. You can't be controlled. So this Aries season, when the gun fires and you take off, you can't be pulled off your path because you can't be emotionally triggered. Okay? All right, I know at least one person needed to hear that. And as long as one person takes one thing that they heard me say and they use that to totally transform their life, then my job is complete. I'm out of here now, y'all. I wish you love, luck, light, and prosperity on your journey. Stay blessed.